So, like you teased earlier, we've got last week in comics.
Woo! We're going back in time.
Back in time. What are we talking about this week?
We are going to talk about Earth's mightiest heroes reaching their milestone of Avengers number 750, which somehow also lines up to the number 50th issue of Jason Aaron's run. So that's kind of cool. So it's also a double sized issue for 750, but double sized for also 50. Here we've got a great cover by Ed McGuinness. We've got the villainous Doctor Doom and the heads of our heroes. These are the main. This is the main team of Avengers: Captain America, Iron Man, She-Hulk, Thor, Captain Marvel, Ronnie Reyes as the Ghost Rider, and of course Black Panther. So yeah, super cool book. Boy,
Yes.
was it thick and chock full of wow, just lots of cool stuff. This was a book that once what happened was known in it, a lot of people came out to the store to pick it up because lots and lots happened in this first issue. But there was also several great covers to choose from as well for people, so that's why it also did pretty good. There was a cool villain version of this cover with the villain heads. Doom puts together a team of villains to, shall we say, disrupt the timelines and stuff. So yeah, super super cool. But yeah, let's talk about and show some of those interior images and tell people about why they should pick this book up. So we've got
Do you
this
remember this
interesting
guy?
character, huh?
Do you remember this guy? Do you remember what
I
he did?
remember this guy. There was a Marvel book that showcased him. I can't remember what it was, but kind of this one shot and stuff. And this is a character that uh, I don't remember if he killed the Watcher. Yeah, I think he killed the Watcher and took his eye, so he has
That's
got
his eye in the
that
chest there,
future
yeah.
sight. Yeah, so a very very bizarre character, and the story starts kind of weird, where this guy is just observing, a couple sleeping, and he's like, "Listen, I don't have all the time in the world. I know what you guys are going to do eventually. So can you speed things up, do it so I can witness it, and then I've got stuff to do." And what he has to do is all across, the timeline of Marvel, and he goes all the way back to the prehistoric times. And if you've been reading this book, Jason Aaron has created the prehistoric Avengers, which consisted of like Odin and Phoenix and the Eye of Agamotto and stuff. Yep, there they are. And just yeah, super cool. There's an original Black Panther and Iron Fists and stuff. So yeah, super super cool book. We have Kazar. He is a agent of Wakanda, jumping back in time to interacting with them. But yeah, we also have She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, absorbing an enormous amount of gamma radiation,
Yes.
and she has gone kind of crazy and volatile with it. But she has enough sense to get into the Avengers base, which is a dead celestial, and she goes into this room and is able to basically blow off all the steam and come back as a new and improved She-Hulk. So that was a super cool moment. Some humor in there as she embraces the Avengers, and of course the oh so convenient smoke. And this was Marvel setting up for her return to her own comic book series. So that was fun. And I guess they're doing all of this because we know there's going to be a Marvel She-Hulk TV show dropping on Disney Plus, I think, sometime in 2022 as well. But yeah, that was super cool. What was your favorite part of this book so far, Jesse?
All the characters they came up with, like I want to say like there's 20 new characters. I think we have a slide of it. Yes, this one
Yep.
here. Like these characters are all variations of characters we
Yep.
know. Um, but different. Like we got a Star Brand Tyrannosaurus Rex in the background there. One question for you as we look at this image: if you had one of these heroes to protect you, which one would you pick? He's your
Oh,
bodyguard. Which one are you gonna take?
who's my bodyguard? I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with the Iron Fist in the back right. Just because I love the concept of Iron Fist and they all can channel their ki in different manners. So not only do they have their fists, but some of them can channel it through bow and arrows or pistols and stuff like that. And I figure he would be a pretty good guy to just, you're walking around, him bodyguarding you 100%.
I'm going to pick this Samurai Ghost Rider. Guy seems pretty scary and very interesting.
Yep.
He's probably got a lot of nice stories.
Yep.
I love how She-Hulk's back to how she used to be. So there was going to be a bomb that what's the Red Guards group's name?
Oh,
I can't
the
remember
Russian
their name.
group. Yeah,
Yes.
I can't remember. Yep.
The Russian Avengers, they were going to set off a bomb in Namor's Atlantis and kill everybody because they don't like Namor and they don't like Atlanteans. So She-Hulk went down, captured the bomb, absorbed all its energy, and now Namor has promised himself to She-Hulk, "You saved my people. They all abandoned me, but I can serve you. I can do whatever you ask me to." And
Yep.
she asked him to do something strange, which was join us.
Yep.
Team up with us.
Join the Avengers.
Yep, there's going to be a big battle. I know you have problems with T'Challa, but put him aside. We need you. That was a great part.
Very, very cool.
Here we got all the new villains.
Yes.
Do you remember who they are?
Yes. So we have got in the back with the big gun there. That's Kid Thanos, which he was super cool. We've got the Black Skull, which is Venom in the red skull.
Yeah.
Killmonger in the red suit.
King Killmonger. He's King of Asgard Killmonger.
Yeah. And then we've got Omega Doom, I think he was referred to. And then we have the Phoenix with basically kind of like a Wolverine-esque hellhound. And then the Goblin. What was the Goblin's name? He has like a bag of skulls. It's like the Green Goblin. You can see him there. But yeah, this was the
Ghost
team.
Goblin.
Ghost Goblin. Yeah, this is the team that Doom puts together to basically ravage all the different ages of time and stuff. And again, super cool. This part actually reminded me a lot of the book that we both really like. Remember the Heroes Reborn, where they were mashing up the heroes and villains? I thought, man, this is some brilliant stuff. It's fun, and a lot of those combinations just were super cool. Again, I almost want to see a book of just their exploits and stuff. So yeah, super again, fun book. The art's great. It's bright. It's colorful. A lot happens. The book was never boring. The pacing is great.
Yeah.
And even though it's long, like it's a thick book, it's a page turner, right? So love this issue. Definitely worth it.
Again, too, if you want to jump on Avengers, it goes over the past 50 issues, maybe even further, because we get the original Sin eyeball dude. I can't remember his name, but
the orb.
The orb. We get him, and then we get the Heroes Reborn characters. What are they? Squadron Supreme.
Yep, Squadron Supreme.
We get to see them. We get to see what they're up to. We get to see the recent Russian Avengers trying to blow up Namor. There's a lot of backstory in this one issue.
A lot of stuff going on.
It catches you up for 51 and where it's going to go. Yeah. One thing I liked a lot was the ending. They introduced a character that I don't think has been in the Marvel universe at all. A little guy named King Arthur. Has he ever made an appearance in Marvel?
Not that I can recall.
So him and Thor go on a little adventure, and he asks Thor about his hammer, and Thor says, "You got to be worthy to be able to lift it. Look, my dad enchanted it, blah, blah, blah. Maybe one day you can be worthy of something." And at the very end, we see a sword and a stone. I thought that was a great little ending to the book. And I'm hoping to see King Arthur.
That would be cool if they bring him forward. But there was also another really good interlude, and this caught the this is what people got excited about in that book, and I think we've got an image of it at the end of the first story, the end of the book. We have a brand new Herald of Galactus, and let's bring it up, and that's Kazar with the power cosmic. looking for worlds for Galactus. And yeah, wow. So this is a new station for Khazar Lord Plunder, formerly of the Savage Land. But yeah, again, this book is doing strange things, it's doing fun things, and it's setting up where the book is going to go. So that is always exciting. So it's a great jumping on point. As Jesse also mentioned, it's going to catch you up if you hadn't read the previous thing. So going forward, you are going to be right on target. Can't recommend this book enough. It's really, really good.
And one book that came to an end last week that we both really enjoyed was The Me You Love in the Dark. We mentioned we might go into spoiler territory, so if you're planning on reading this book and watching right now, I say pause it, come back later. Um,
Yep.
what did you think of the ending, the last part of the 5-part miniseries?
Yeah, so the number 4 was just wow, everything was coming to a head. This is where if this book was moving at about 50 miles an hour, it went up to 120 in that last part. Her friend and her art dealer, her art agent ends up, coming to visit. The entity is just, mad, tells her to get rid of him. He's seeing her living in the dark and drawing and painting weird things. He's like, oh, hey, are you all right? That entity just, snaps and kills him. And from there, their whole relationship changes, and this is where it comes to a head. It's like she's now trapped in this house with this thing that she thought she knew, and it's almost like now it's like her eyes have been opened, but you also see that the being that was there was just instantly threatened slash jealous of her art dealer, her friend, just her having another person, and stuff. And this, I know you and I both mentioned it before when we talked about this book. It seems like a metaphor
Yeah,
for a person who's in an abusive relationship,
yeah,
and I think it really, really um nailed it here. It's like this person, this being is trying to control her, and is like, hey, you're happy when you draw, let's get you painting again, and everything's going to be okay with just you and me, and stuff. And she kind of sees through that, and she's like, yeah, you know what, you're absolutely right, let me go and do it. And luckily she has the kind of foresight, to know that something is now terribly wrong. It's like the veil has been lifted, and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those, it's a traumatizing event, and a book. And it just, like I said, this whole issue just it's the climax. It felt
yeah.
like, if you're watching a movie, this is where the music is speeding up and everything is just intensified and stuff. So yeah, super, super cool issue.
It was an amazing issue. I think if you read it, you're not paying attention to what's going on. You're just reading the words and looking at the pictures. You won't see the fact that it's a metaphor for a bad relationship. But it put the nail in the coffin for me at the end when I think it's this image here when the monster says, "Don't you love me anymore? This is the face when we first met." As in, like a bad boyfriend. This is the face I put on for you when we first grew attracted to each other, and now look at me. I'm a monster. I don't want you to see your friends. I don't want you to work in the light. I just want you to work, stay home all the time with me, and have fun with me. Right? Um, the ending. She lit the house. She broke away. She set herself free from this bad relationship. But the monster or the boyfriend, if that's what we're calling it, got set free into the world too. So I think the last panel of the book is the art piece that she first drew of him in a what is that, a thrift store or a little museum?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
or an antique shop or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think that was also one of the cool things, is because at the end, the very last part, it's almost like, yeah, this story can continue. Like, we know she's gotten out, but maybe she tells her tale, or maybe whatever was in that house is now, like you said, out. So yeah, just a great, great book. Definitely not your average comic book story. But The visuals make it stunning, regardless. The dialogue, the writing, everything was very, very well done. Highly recommend it.
Yes, yes, I kind of want to pick it up in trade as well as having
Yeah,
each single issues because
for sure.
it
A nice hardcover.
yes it looks amazing as well as the story is very nice.